Welcome back. We promised you an unforgettable journey on the bike, and it, I think, is one of the most iconic mountain bike races in South Africa, maybe even in the world, and it is back. The sani2c is a legendary three-day stage race stretching 270 kilometers from the majestic Sani Pass to the shores of Scottsboro, and riders push through some epic terrain, forests, farmlands, valleys, with each stage offering not just a physical challenge, but some incredible, I would imagine, life-changing views and warm community hospitality. You will find your tribe. This morning we are joined by a very seasoned mountain bike rider, Oli Munnik Cameron Roach, who is quite new to this space, but certainly not to the bike. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. It says two old veterans in the intro, which I'm not going to say, and I'm looking at you and I say that, Oli, but how many of these things have you done, dude? How many Sanis have you completed?
I've been going up to Sani since 2007. So it's a long time now.
I can't do the maths, Bruce. I'm right there with you. I've reached
almost
that age.
20 years.
That is insane.
Yeah.
What is it about that? Is it the place that makes it so magical? Is it the people? Why do you keep going back?
So in the beginning, it was such a crazily different environment to Cape Town, where I've grown up.
For sure.
That it was just absolutely mind-blowing. And coming around, down, looking over the Umkomaas Valley, down what's called the Umko Drop, it's literally life-changing. And from that, the follow-on to the team dynamic, because the sani2c you ride as a team of two, where you stay together right through your journey. And that dynamic, you often ride with different partners, many the same, but often you change partners. Cam and I have ridden some races together, and the dynamic is really fantastic. And you can't succeed if you don't ride as a team.
Chemistry, yeah, you've got to have it, yeah.
So that, and then you mentioned the tribe. And I think going and spending 3 days or 4 days with the registration day, you're just with people who are like-minded, and it's easy to get along with, because you've all got something in common but have totally different backgrounds.
Yeah, there's something
So that's cool,
that.
and you all have a commonality but are different, and you find your tribe within a tribe, and then, you know, like the bandits, and then baggies, and then older guys, younger guys, people who are good at single track, people who are less good at single track, people who climb. So there are lots of different ways.
Oh, and I would imagine you're learning and you're being pushed the whole time because of that.
And one interesting element is that Farmer Glenn and his team around him, a lot of his family, the innovation at the sani2c is something that they're always tweaking, finding different ways to improve the race.
And it kind of sets the bar, I think.
Yeah.
You are part of the tribe now, officially. And I know it's not your first rodeo, but there must be a reason why you want to get back out there after last year's experience. What was that? I could even kind of feel your heart beating faster as Oli was talking there, but there's something magical about it,
literally, like you guys touch on it all. I think the family, the scenery, it's just unbelievable. Like, you keep coming back to this place, and it is life-changing when you drop into the Umko. Like, it really is. And you can't ride these trails any time of the year. Like, Farmer Glenn, kits it out, gets it ready for the event, and it's just unbelievable to be able to experience, I mean, this nature and this place. And then the best thing is the tribe. Is like each person has their own tribe, but at the end of the day, the gears at this race, and just the familyness, and everyone comes together, and it becomes a big tribe at night. And what's quite nice is that everyone has to stay at the event, and I love that about it. It's there's not a lot of accommodation around the area, so everyone stays there, and you have all walks of life, which is insane, from a pro to someone doing their first one, and everyone just shares their war stories.
Yeah, for sure, and make some more war stories as well.
They're tomorrow we're doing this again.
And you know you can do it today because you did do it yesterday. Well, hopefully you did it yesterday. Great to hear the warm and fuzzy feelings around an event like this, but I would imagine there are moments where this pushes you, because it is an extreme and it's a different environment, and there are probably elements to the track put there to test you.
Yeah, of course.
What is the most challenging part? Do you find now it's more the mental? Is it the physical, making sure you're on it? Because you're not just about completing the event, you guys want to do well.
There are a lot of different facets to what makes it hard. Sometimes your partner is stronger than you, and you need to keep up with them. Sometimes your partner, well, if you're the stronger partner, you've got to nurse the weaker partner, and that can be very difficult for some people. And then there's the inclement weather can come through, and that can make it very difficult. I remember Claynance and I we had to pull mud out of our glasses and we had to ride like this. And like, you know, we needed an engine service station
like
with a squeegee. But yeah, so there are lots of different ways to challenge. But yeah, ultimately, nothing. Well, the cliche. If you can get through with determination through the hard times, it makes it extra special.
Yeah.
Extra rewarding getting to Scottsboro.
And then you get to learn, obviously, through that process, because you've got this beautiful intergenerational, inter-skill level kind of setup.
Yeah.
And it's partly the team, and I would imagine, I can see you rolling your eyes already here. Just don't bug him out there, okay? Just go easy on Oli for this race. If you want advice, maybe go to Cameron for this one. Just go easy on the boys. But there is something massive about that element. But it also becomes a very individual kind of moment. I'm sure there are moments where you have to go inward, where you've got to consider a lot of things. Maybe on day 3, I don't know when the mental element really kicks in, but how do you prepare for an event like this?
I mean, of course. I mean, first of all, you don't want to let your partner down.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. Obviously, Oli doing so many of these things.
And he's already set you up about the whole week of stronger rider things. I don't know who he was talking about, who there, yeah?
You don't want to let him down. So now you sit there and you're like panicking. You're like, well, you've got to be prepared for this. So you do put in the mileage. And I think that's the best thing is your nutrition needs to be good. You need to be sleep properly before and just be prepared, if that makes sense. Be prepared for the worst and expect the best, if that makes sense. And I think that always helps and it will go further. So,
Oli, I mean, you could probably write a book and a TED Talk and a podcast about the mindset of doing these sorts of things. But if you could offer advice for someone wanting to do well, maybe wanting to level up, maybe improve themselves from what they did in their previous outing, what would that piece of advice, what has worked for you?
Consistency. So what happens is 99% of the field have day jobs and families and lives. And you've got this pie with only so much energy you can give. And if one spends, think of it if you have 7 days to train or prepare, rather do a few shorter sessions that you know you can do rather than loading
all or nothing,
all or nothing and then having 3 weeks of nothing. So consistency over time, and then you try and keep consistency is my advice. And also choose your partner is very, very important in the selection, who you ride with, and then understanding the expectations, because one can want to go fast and the other one hasn't done the preparation. You have
Be
to
on the same page.
I like to think of it as if you're the stronger partner, you've got to look back, and if you're the weaker partner, you've got to talk, you've got to communicate.
Yeah, you both have a role to play because you're in it together.
Well, let's be honest. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
Communication.
And
is
like
huge.
we're not pros anymore. So the one has to then understand how to balance so that you can have the best experience.
Oh, dude, you don't understand the levels that you guys are hitting on right now, because we have a certain pro, not pro in our midst here who snapped his head around. I'm not a pro anymore. What do you mean? Well, I think he wants to prove just how pro he is in the fitness space. But we love this kind of personal journey. We love the fact that you guys are operating as a duo, but it also speaks to a much bigger picture that is just so positive and beautiful. So get out there, explore those green spaces. And if you can get into this green space, it promises something life-changing, as the boys said. And I'm hoping that a life-changing exercise routine is on the way now. It's time for Ryle to step in and prove how pro, non-pro he is still.